Hi guys, now normally you would see me back at the studio reviewing delicate electronic equipment. But today I'm out in the open because what we have today is no delicate delicacy. This is a rugged and robust smartphone by the name of Cat S60. So let's find out what it's made of. Usually when something like this happens, it's pretty hot today, yes, then this happens. But with the Cat S60, I just hope no one bumps into me, yaar. Pretty much nothing happens. Nothing, just dropped my phone. The scenario that you just saw was only possible because this phone comes with a strengthened die-cast frame, which makes it extremely rugged and drop-proof from a height of 1.8 meters. And the display also gets Gorilla Glass 4. And this Gorilla Glass is thicker than what you find in other phones. Now, there are situations when you're out in the field and having fun with your friends, but then it starts to pour like this, and your phone, well, it stops working. But not with this phone. The Cat S60 comes with IP68 certification, which makes the phone waterproof for 5 meters till 1 hour. There's a switch on the top and the bottom with which you can shut off the speaker membrane so that if you go deeper than 2 meters, the speaker won't break. So now you can finally play Candy Crush in the rain. Oh, and be sure to check out your purse because I'm not sure if the money inside would be waterproof. The next shiny feature on the Cat S60 is its thermal camera. Cat partnered with Fleur to make the Cat S60 the first mobile ever to have a thermal imaging camera on board. There are two cameras at the back, one a normal 13 megapixel shooter and the one above it is the actual thermal camera, which takes thermal images at a resolution of 80 by 60 pixels and by the use of some clever wizardry combines that low-res image with the high-res image taken by the normal 13 megapixel camera to show you a high-quality thermal image. The camera tracks temperatures almost accurately and shows you the range of temperature in the current scene and also gives you the ability to track the temperature at a specific point. And yes, you can capture those images and save them. While I agree that a lot of people might not find any use for this feature apart from being just a cool gimmick, some can put it to great use. I, for instance, could actively see the temperature of the various components inside my PC. Talking about the actual camera, it is a good 13 megapixel shooter with support for shooting videos at Full HD resolution at 30 frames per second and even has support for HDR. The front 5 megapixel shooter also gets 1080p recording and HDR support. The pictures taken come out good, but the amount of color saturation is slightly below what I would have generally preferred. Also, if you're shooting in low light conditions, then you will notice a considerable amount of noise in your images and videos. In terms of specs, you will get something which is slightly less for the price bracket, but in no way is this device slow or outdated. Yes, I would like to see the Android 6.0 Marshmallow updated to Android 7, but otherwise you get a Qualcomm Snapdragon octa-core 617 CPU with 4 cores clocked at 1.5 GHz and the rest 4 clocked at 1.2. There is 3 GB of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage. For all your daily tasks and even heavy gaming, this setup will prove to be enough. Thankfully, you get a dedicated slot for adding a 128 GB micro SD card apart from the 2 nano SIM slots. With the super hot temperature of India and with the heavy multitasking and load that you put the phone through, it does get hot sometimes, but it's not to a bothersome level. But if you get impatient and you want to cool your phone, you can always take some ice and get to work. In terms of looks, the Cat S60 looks like a mobile straight out of the SWAT Cats cartoon. Yes, it's big, it's bulky, but that is what lends it the resilience and strength that it has. The back of the phone has a textured plastic feel which lends it a good grip, and there is the silver color aluminum running through all the sides. The 3 buttons below the display are physical buttons that are easy to press, and on the right side you get volume rocker keys. The left gets the power key on top, and just below it is the programmable key, which is colored in orange to distinguish it from the rest of the buttons. This programmable key can be set to launch various applications on various kinds of press. Right now you can see that if I just press this key, then it launches Google Chrome. And if I long press the same key, it will toggle the torchlight as I've set it in such a manner. a little below the programmable key, you will find two latches, one of which is for an SOS button which sends your location and an SMS to your contacts that you've stored, and the other is for the USB input. Just below that you get another latch which protects the 3.5mm audio jack. There is a bump on top of the mobile with the word FLIR written on it, and I doubt it was necessary as it only adds to the dimensions of the phone. The back has the two cameras on the top left, and to their right is the latch that can be opened to reveal the SIM and microSD card slots. The display that you see is a 4.7-inch touch panel with a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels. For this size, the resolution is just fine and the viewing angles are great. Even from some extreme angles, one can clearly see the display. Add to that the display is very bright and you can have a pleasurable viewing experience any time of the day. One thing which I believe almost everyone would appreciate about the Cat S60 is its big 3800 mAh battery. I could get more than a day on moderate as well as heavy usage with this phone. Add to that fact that you get fast charging with this phone, and the supply charger charges this phone completely from 0 to 100 in just about 2.5 hours, and you have a very satisfactory experience. I mean, you could charge it once during the morning and it would last you till the night with some more juice left in it, and charge it for another hour and you are ready for the next day as well. So, is the Cat S60 worthy of the 64,999 rupee price tag that it has? While some would look at the specs and say no, I would beg to differ. With smartphones becoming such an integral part of our daily lives, it only makes sense that this phone has the capability to withstand the kind of punishment that makes 90% of the other phones retire completely. Plus, it's no good judging a fish by its capability to climb a tree. The Cat S60 is meant to cater to a specific section of people. But that is not to say that if you buy one, you will not fall in love with this device.